Greetings, Collective. Welcome back to my page. I pray all is well. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in to 707 Light Sage Tarot. We'll go ahead and take a quick minute to ground, center, and get a focus for the day. Ashe. Take a few deep breaths if you're inclined to do so. It's a beautiful day out. I hope yours is as well, wherever you're at. I send you love. Oh, that's a deep one. All right. Collective, thank you so much for stopping by. So we're going to look at the message for the collective today. This may go a little deep. This may speak about your deeper chakra systems as far as your foundation, your security, your family. So I'm getting the second house. That is that Taurus energy, I believe? Second house, Taurus energy. No. My correction. Fourth house. Fourth house is Taurus energy. Second house speaks about your value system. Okay, so it's tied together. So it's your belief system, your value system surrounding your home. So something about your resources, something about your relationship to resources that may be coming up for either review or healing or clearing or something of that sort. So your community, the things you hold close to your heart, the things that are important to you, that looks like what we're going to be tapping into today. Holy Spirit, Divine Source, Elohim, El Shaddai. I acknowledge you, being of love and light, and I thank you for the message of clarity, truth, and wisdom for the collective. I ask for your covering of divine protection and sealing us from all low vibrational energies and entities, keeping us safe from all harm and danger as we sit with this energy. Ashe. In the name of Yehoshua, amen. All right, collective. I wanted to say Yeladin, something about children, okay? Even before I started this recording, I saw some type of message and it had children, like an email came through and it talked about kids. So again, family, right? Something about the family dynamic. Trust your intuition, first of all. If something feels off, if something feels strange, if something is not connecting for you, trust your intuition and adjust yourself accordingly for whoever that's for. Scorpio, something about Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio speaks about death. Scorpio speaks about endings, right? Scorpio looks at the things that are hidden, the things that are deeper. Remember, I said that we may be going deep. So talking about the root chakra. So roots, talking about your foundation, talking about your ancestry, talking about family lineage. So it's that type of thread or that type of theme for today. Let's see where this message is going to take us. May take us through some loops, the rabbit hole type of idea is what I'm getting, coming out of a hole. So someone could have been in a dark space, okay? Someone could have been in a very dark space and you're coming out of that at this time. Hold on, guys. Okay. Let's see. Alice in Wonderland. Remember that Cheshire Cat? If you watch Alice in Wonderland, sat on that tree and it was able to disguise itself. It literally would become invisible. It would disappear, okay? So it's a disappearing act, okay? It's someone that may find something funny, may have done something, in the guise of being humorous, possibly. But there was a hidden agenda or hidden intention. So something hidden, right, with the Scorpio energy. So I said it's something deeper that we may be looking at. So this could be something that is hidden. Even if we look at the subconscious aspect of things, where it's something that maybe may not be apparent. Okay, something may not be apparent. And so it's a sense of like, you may have a vibe, you may have a sense of feeling, just, you may be tuning into something, but can't quite put your finger on it. So that type of message. Look a little closer, go a little deeper. Maybe you're just looking at the surface level and there's more to be uncovered. There's something in the scripture that speaks about the parables and the inability for the disciples to perceive those parables initially when they were first called, right? And even throughout the time of being with the Master or the Mashiach, the disciples would question, just various messages. And so there's a way that something is being revealed, whether by communication, whether by email, whether by um, written communication, verbal communication. There's a message that is coming through that it's a sense of having a hidden agenda or two aspects, like the head and the coin, the head and the tail of a coin, the head and the tail of the snake. So it has two meanings. So something has a double meaning. So it's someone that's speaking with a double tongue. Okay. Remember the Cheshire Cat. The Cheshire Cat had this huge smile. Like when it became invisible, the last thing I think you saw was literally that smile. So it's a sense of having an advantage over a situation or over a person. And maybe this is what you need to know. Maybe there's someone that was trying to take advantage of something close to you or someone close to you. Okay, what else do we need to know before we start getting into the cards? So something is shifting from that. There's going to be clarity coming through. If you were confused about someone's intentions and you were feeling a bit worried, there's a sense of uncertainty or cloudiness, the revelation is going to come through. The insight is going to come through. The light is going to come on, and the areas that were hidden or darkened from your psyche, you're going to see. So it's a sense of the hangman energy, right? Someone who was unsure, or you doubted something, or maybe you were given a choice and it's like you had to sacrifice one thing over the other. This could be someone, you could be someone that is used to sacrificing your own happiness or your own path, and you're coming to that realization of that pattern where you would inadvertently choose someone else's agenda, right? And give up on your own path. And it's not that someone like forced you to do this, it's that either, again, something in your root chakra, something in your belief system, right? It may have been, it's a sense of a faulty wiring is what I'm getting, okay? Or a faulty belief system where you felt like this was the best way for you to exist. So I'm maybe speaking to someone who has a religious mindset or grew up in a religious background and have been taught about sacrificing, someone who had to sacrifice a lot, the martyrdom syndrome, right? Where you feel as though you have to give up on things. This could be also someone who was a people pleaser and you're coming out of that. So understanding why you would please other people. There's a revelation that I got on my journey some years ago, 2020, when I was going through my divorce. And it was, July, August, so the summer months, okay? So that may be significant for you. Maybe someone had an epiphany or a revelation around that time period about yourself, right? About your choices, the patterns of your choices. And so I understood at that time that, one of my love languages was to give, being very generous, right? By nature, that's just who I am. But it was a sense of, overgiving, overextending, giving myself to the point of sacrificing my own happiness. Literally, like if I had cash extra and that's my savings, I would give it to someone else. Okay. Not saying any of this for, any praise. This is a lesson. And so this is someone maybe who's realizing your pattern of giving was, based on unhealed areas within yourself, right? Where you're giving because that's what you wanted in return. Okay, so you're thinking, okay, if I do this, another person's going to do that. So that was my thought. And so clearly that's not the right intention that you give. And I'm not saying this is every time that I gave at that time. This is just certain aspects of me, right? I understood this in retrospect. So maybe that's what you're learning about yourself. Whenever you're discovering a pattern within yourself that needs to be healed, that shadow side of who you are, remember to incorporate grace, compassion, mercy, and forgiveness, okay? Because this is a life lesson. So if we've done things that have not worked out the way we wanted. And in the process, there were some damages, some, what's the word? Collateral damage, like by way of relationships, okay? Give yourself some compassion and mercy regarding that situation. Something just literally fell off of my desk. So it's a sense of the mask falling also, right? Something that maybe you have used, like when you turn on this personality, you turn on something when you're around other people, and then it's something that you could turn off. So it's a sense of putting on a show. All right, so this may or may not resonate with you, and only take what is relevant and leave the rest collective, okay? All right, so anything else that I want or need to talk about so this is something from the past that's coming up for clearly, right? Because I'm going to the past way of being, the beliefs, why did you do certain things that you did, to what end, did you gain what you needed to gain, or what you were trying to gain, did you gain it? And I was talking about the two coins, the two sides to a coin, the head and the tail of the snake, as far as, you would choose an agenda. However, it was not your agenda. So someone may have been easily influenced. Okay, you could be a mutable sign. Mutable signs, let's see if I remember. I know definitely Gemini is one, because I am a Gemini, air sign. Mutable fire sign. Which one is the mutable fire sign? Let's see. I think it's, hold on, Sagittarius. No. Yeah, it's Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is something that you're going to be discovering, something about the ninth house. You're going to be learning something about either your upbringing or the way you used to do something, or even you're going to be expanding outside of how you saw yourself or how you saw certain situations from the past. So this could be someone who was condemning themselves about past actions, and you're rooting up those bones. You're digging up the dead bones, you're laying them out, and you're looking at the corpse, right? The corpse represent those relationships that have ended, right? And that you have been mourning perhaps. And so you're looking at the validity of those relationships, those connections, and the value that you once placed on those connections, and recognizing, wow, I was operating from a faulty belief system. I was seeing this thing as one way. However, in reality, when I look at the experience and the outcomes of these interactions, it was something other than. So remember, the past is always a teacher. And so this is someone that is looking at the past. Piscean energy could be very significant as well. Again, wrapping up, closing out a cycle. We were talking about mutable signs, though. I got the fire, I got the air. Let's see who is mutable for the earth signs. I think it's Virgo. I think I don't have to question that one. And then the Pisces for water. Okay, so got it. All right, so we got those Pisces, right, for the water, mutable sign, Gemini, air, mutable sign, Sagittarius, mutable sign, and Virgo, earth, mutable sign. So do some fact check, make sure I got that right. Put it in the comments if I didn't. I appreciate that. All right, so let's get back to the message. We're looking at the past connections. We're looking at our belief systems. We're looking at how we related in those past connections. And we're looking at the value system, how we placed importance on these connections. In retrospect, perhaps they did not give to us what we had hoped to give. In actuality, we may be discovering that we gave more in that connection. And that's literally what was keeping the connection going. Once you remove yourself from those connections, it's a sense of pulling back your energy and giving yourself what you deserve. Like, you were waiting for someone to maybe show up for you, waiting for someone to rescue you, waiting for someone to arrive, waiting for someone to do better, right? So that sense of, again, sacrificing your needs, your wants, your happiness, for the benefit of someone else or something else, and now come into that realization, like, whoa, my world was revolved around another person's itinerary, another person's plans, okay? Um, and we can easily blame someone else. We can definitely do that. But again, on this channel, I always talk about accountability. This is just what I have learned in my experience, that I have to admit when I'm wrong. I have to admit when I've done something that contributed to my own detriment and the downfall of whatever I've been building. And so I did mention a divorce, right? So yeah, I can look at that and I can point fingers, which I have done, or I can look at both sides of the coin, the head and the tail, one being the leader, one being the follower. And I allowed myself to be led. I allowed myself to not speak up when I needed to speak up. I allowed myself to be in agreement into things where it wasn't my truth. All right, collective. We can definitely close out there, but let's go ahead and look into some things a little bit more, because we're going a little deeper today. Life lessons, lessons from the past. Okay, could be triggering. If something triggers you during this message, collective, just breathe through it. Okay, just take a pause. You know, these videos, you can fast forward through the intro, or you can get to the message and you could be gone. Right? You know, you can have it your way. You don't have to sit through everything. However, sometimes it is beneficial to be able to sit through everything you need to sit through. The the truth is very healing, but acknowledging the truth at the same time can be very painful. Okay, so like some people, they may want to go to therapy, but then the reality of that is when you go to therapy, you're going to unpack a lot of trauma, possibly. And so you have to be prepared for therapy. It's not just going and talking if you're really serious about it. It's about really looking at, okay, how did you respond to situations? How did you give to situations? How did you allow yourself to be taken advantage of in those situations? This is not to blame when there's actual, like, like sexual trauma, and things that has, where someone forced, their way onto someone else. That's not what I'm talking about. We're talking about, like relationships, the connections, and familial relationships, or just, business partnerships, how you like the interpersonal relationships, okay? Relating with yourself and relating with others. That's what I'm talking about, okay? Something about lessons, learning lessons through trials and being fearful at looking at the reality that, wow, a lot of this happened because of me. A lot of this happened because I allowed it. That's you owning your shadow. That's you saying, yeah, I did that. And there was a better way for me to do it. However, this is what I chose at the time. And then when you acknowledge that, when you see the shadow, you acknowledge it, you accept that, because that's a part of you. The more you reject those aspects of yourself that contributed to the state of affairs wherever you're at in today's, like your reality now, if there's some type of wreckage in your life or a past relationships or connections or what have you, when you look at the choices that you made that brought you to where you're at today, you can begin to heal from those choices, from those decisions, and start to make better ones. Like, you don't have to repeat the cycle once you learn the lesson. So this is about understanding what every cycle is for. It's, again, the head and the tail, the beginning and the end. There's something that has gone through maybe many trials and tribulations, and it's finally coming out cleared. Like you've cleared something out, or this is a need for you to clear something out. Okay, seasonally wise or astrologically, we are approaching spring in another month and a half. We're in February, March, April, right? Something, or 2 months, right? Whatever. So this could be, you're in the winter season now, wherever you're at, Northern Hemisphere, and you are maybe hibernating or looking at the darker aspects of oneself. The winter is usually, night is longer, right? It's colder. You're not going to go out as much. Maybe there's not a lot of social interaction in the winter months for some people. Maybe this is a time where you're by yourself more. You can look at it as, wow, this is horrible, I'm lonely. Or you can look at it as, wow, I'm grateful this for the opportunity to have this time and space to really be with myself and to look at the areas that I need to look at. If you're having dreams, ask divine source to reveal these dreams to you. Like, what are they about? Why are you dreaming these individuals who are coming up in your psyche from that dream state? There's a message perhaps there as well. All right. Notice the cards are simply bringing forth a deeper meaning or a confirmation, or to let us know, okay, we just touched on something and that is the right path. This is where we're headed in the message. This is what we want to talk about. We just talked about the winter seasons, spending more time in the shadow, maybe, and looking at the choices we made over the last several months, right? As we are coming into the actual new year, the astrological new year, which is like what, April, end of March, April. So loneliness. And look at the world on this card. There's a world in the center, right? And this is showing multiple individuals around this world. You're never truly alone. If you can see that truth, because that is a truth, you're never truly alone. There are okay, yeah, I speak about higher beings, right? Spirits. Okay, on this channel, guys. It's not to scare you, because a lot of people don't buy into that because they're very carnal minded. Just means very earthy, just very material or fact based. If it's not scientifically proven, if it's not in your face, if it's not tangible. So this is someone I may be connecting with who's very maybe guarded, and again, maybe you have a sense of a belief system or religion, but are not strong in some type of spiritual truth, or your spirituality may be developing at this time. I don't know. The point is, loneliness is here. I know that I'm never alone. We do have spiritual beings that are walking around. Whatever they do as far as their mode of transportation. Some may say energies that can be around you. You can sense or pick up on energy. Those are spirits. Okay, those are could be light beings or dark beings. It's whatever you gravitate to, like whatever's at the core of your being. That is what's going to be around you typically. Okay, so if you are embodying this energy of loneliness, it can turn into despair, it can turn into depression, it can turn into this, sad period of mourning unnecessarily, right? Or you can flip that around to look at the benefits of being by yourself, where your energy can be cleansed, where you can have a clearer thought and a clearer picture of who you are outside of those connections, outside of those home or familial connections that we talked about from the Cancer side of things. That's the home base, that's the family, that's the community, that's what's important to you, closest to you. Those connections, when they're separated from you, when you are separate from them, who are you? Who are you? Oh my God, that's what the Cheshire Cat asked. If you ever seen Alice in Wonderland, who are you? And when the cat said it, smoke was coming out. Was it smoking a cigar? Maybe you smoke. Maybe I'm talking about masculine, not necessarily, but I'm seeing a cigar. The Cheshire Cat puffing on the cigar, and when it said who, those O's, like the O would come out, right? And anyway, who are you? So you could be trying to discover this at this time in your life, and that's a beautiful place to be, but it can feel lonely. I'm not gonna lie. I've been there, and it could be a time where you want to blame other people. Hey, you did this, you did that, and this is why I'm here. Or it can be a time where you take accountability, like I mentioned, okay? Wow. Accountability involves acceptance, right? This is you accepting something and trusting the path that you're on right now, okay? Wow. Clearly something has ended, right? You could be going through a death and rebirth. Whoever I'm talking to, you're definitely shedding something that has probably been ingrained in you, right? Because I'm talking about going deep, your roots, right? Your foundation. Something could be shifting, or something may have shifted in your reality, in your home, your family dynamic. It could have been a literal separation or a divorce, right? However that looks. If it's a work dynamic, it's a sense of separating from the job that you've been at long term and having to maybe develop a new skill with the Sagittarius energy, where you're learning something, higher education, or you're studying something new, right? Cultivating new skills for yourself so you can better position yourself in, the marketplace as it stands today. So this is someone who is maybe very new to a way of existing. It could be in the spiritual sense of things, or just your reality. Your truth is your truth that used to be your truth 10 years ago. That is no longer your truth. Everything has shifted for someone, right? Death, imagination, and blame. We talked about accountability. Say, I accept responsibility for my well-being. So you could have been in a connection or in a situation where you were very dependent on other people's energy or other people's contributions, right? I talked about gifts, right? So I give you this, you're going to give me something back. So what was the thing that I got from other people? Maybe it was a sense of security. Maybe it was a sense of stability. Maybe it was a sense of acceptance. I don't know what it is for you, that is. I know what it is for me. I don't know what it is for you because I already did that work, okay? So for me personally, it was a sense of belonging, right? A sense of acceptance. But all the things that I was doing, I had to learn that I had to accept myself, right, for who I was. So it was a role that I was playing, and not pretending. This was just, again, my upbringing. This is what my experiences fashioned in me. And so this is what I learned from the lessons that I had went through, that, okay, if I do these things, maybe this will come back to me. So yes, it's a sense of manipulation, but it's in an unhealed way and not even being aware of the patterns, okay? So this is someone that may be coming to the acknowledgement or the awareness of the things that plague the mind, the things that are going on in your psyche, okay? Is something that you may have created for yourself, right? So you can blame these endings on other people, but in actuality, you may have produced the endings because it was time for the endings to happen. I don't know, but the point is taking accountability for whatever is happening, being honest with yourself, okay, during the situation, okay? Remembering that you're never alone. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. Okay. This is going to bring in a sense of peace for someone. If you can just acknowledge this, be honest. Yeah, because it does take courage to acknowledge your truth for sure, right? Yeah, someone failed. It's okay to say, hey, this failed. I just mentioned to you guys I had a divorce. Okay. I mean, I can share more, but I won't right now. So the point is, oversharing is not necessary. Okay, you share what you need to share, leave the rest. So in your healing journey, like when you're coming into new connection, you don't have to overshare your past. Okay, there's no need to re-traumatize yourself, but it's okay to share certain aspects where you did mess up and take accountability. Yeah, that was my fault. You know what? I allowed myself to be led that way. I allowed myself to be naive and gullible and blah 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 blah. Right, whatever it is. Honesty will definitely bring a sense of clearing out of those things that maybe are stuck. So maybe someone is stuck in a certain gear, second gear, and you're trying to get to third gear. So yeah, trying to get to third gear, that's the 9th month, is if I'm looking at it. If we go through the 3-month cycles, right, we're in that winter month. All right. It's just my mind thinking something through, guys. As I talk out loud sometimes to myself. So that's what that was. Okay. So having the courage to do something. Yeah. All right. The courage to face this. It's having the courage to face some type of ending. Acceptance. All right. Well, I could end the message here. The cards are still speaking. The need to surrender something, okay? Maybe you're feeling guilty, blaming yourself, feeling guilty about what, some stuff that happened, and the need to balance those energies out. Okay. What else? What else do we need to know about this message? Is there anything else that we need to know? Because I think this is a good starting point. I may just have to do another video to follow up from off this message. I think that's what I'll do. The past, something from the past is causing blockages for someone. The cards came out and these two were in the crossing. The South Node, the past, clearly that's what we're talking about. And the Sun, healing the past. Okay, so there could be some blockages in your path right now because you need to heal something from the past. What that is, I don't know. But something from the past needs to heal. Okay. The only way that you're going to know what this is when you go within the hearth. This is you going, okay, that's why you're alone right now. Praise Yah. This is that lonely space. This is your sacred space. This is when you go into your boudoir. This is when you go into your bedroom, your bathroom, your prayer closet, your car. You get alone somewhere. You're by yourself. So hermit energy, all right? That represents, I think, number 9 as well. So again, ending something, right? You could be someone that was very outspoken, very boisterous, very loud, and you've been quieted down because of life experiences and a sense of shame because of whatever has transpired in your life, and that's okay. Own it. Like, own it. There's nothing to be ashamed about. I was thinking to myself, my God, like, I have done some shameless things in my life. And the Bible talks about, like, the shameless individuals. Like, have you no shame? And at times in my life, no, I didn't. Shame, what is that really? Like, not even having the awareness. Oh, I'm supposed to be shamed about this? Oh, okay. Like, not the awareness of the concept of shame, right? That's in some aspects, where in other aspects, like, so I was very brazen or very bold in certain actions, where in other actions not so much. So again, it's whatever you need to balance out for yourself. Okay, I don't know your story like that. This is just me sharing some of my truths, and hopefully they can benefit you. So the time in isolation is sacred. I have a video that speaks about this. Go check it out. That might benefit you. All right, so we know we're talking about the past for sure if you were questioning anything. Altar of Fire, that is Ace of Swords in the tarot, but let's see. All right, elders, what do we need to know at this time? What else do we need to know? Because we've figured out a lot. Now, I just heard a beep, like a recording that ended, like someone was listening to something. So someone could be listening to you. Someone could be monitoring your conversations. Someone could be prying into that space where you go. So make sure you set up your proper, if it's your altar or if it's your prayer closet, or, spiritually put your coverings around you, like summon your angels of light and love to ensure you are protected when you're going into a deep space of meditation, so that, again, you're undisturbed and there's nothing that comes in to disrupt that healing process for you to receive those guided messages or those energetic, let's say, frequencies that will help to lift you or raise your vibration, right? or open up your chakra system. That is just saying your space of healing needs to be undisturbed, and ensure that you're aware of your surroundings as you're speaking things out into the ethers. Okay, just set up your guardian angels to stand guard. All right, and just be aware. Someone could be just listening. Who that is, I don't know. Maybe someone that's curious, someone that wants to know what is it that you're doing. Maybe they want to learn from you. I don't know. All right, that was weird. All right, is there anything from this deck that we need, elders? Anything at all? I didn't pull tarot yet because, all right, do I need to pull tarot first? Okay, because I was about to end the video, but root of fire. We just saw 2 fire energy. Risk it all. All right, this is Page of Wands energy. So starting something new. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, that's my sync. I will stop here and I will pick up in another video. That's my cue. I hope this message was helpful for you. This may be just you scratching the surface, starting out on your soul's journey, and there could be some uncertainties. Where do I go? Where do I start? What I need to do? First place is we talked about being by yourself. That's important. And acceptance, acknowledging the areas in which you messed up, right? Yeah, you can put that F word also, where you messed up, you effed up, right? The hard truth, swallowing that, and then moving from there, okay? You have to move in your truth, though, and you have to trust this path. It does take a lot of courage for you to do this, but you're not alone. That's the bigger part of the message, is that you are not alone. Collective, that's the message for you. I hope it resonates. Don't forget to like and comment. I appreciate you. Bye.